In the pages of the Bible, the Leviathan is described as a monstrous beast of the deep, a serpent or dragon of the sea that no weapon can pierce. For centuries, theologians and poets have wrestled with its meaning. Was it purely symbolic, a metaphor for chaos and divine power? Or was it based on something real, a colossal creature that once prowled the oceans of our ancestors? What if the Leviathan was not only a legend, but a living creature in ancient seas? To understand this possibility, we need to remember how vast and alien the oceans are. More than 70% of Earth is covered in water, yet we have explored only a fraction of it. Even today, unknown creatures still rise from the depths with tentacles longer than buses, sharks that live for centuries, fish that glow like stars. For ancient humans, standing on the shore and gazing into endless water, the sea was both a source of life and a gateway to terror. The Leviathan's description matches a terrifying idea. A predator so great it dwarfed ships, breathed smoke, and churned the waters with its massive body. That imagery may sound mythical, but echoes of real creatures lurk within it. In the fossil record, we find marine reptiles, like the mosasaur, an apex predator stretching 50 feet long, with jaws strong enough to crush bone. We find pliosaurs with enormous skulls, and ichthyosaurs shaped like giant dolphins but armed with teeth as long as daggers. Any of these, glimpsed by early seafarers or discovered as fossil bones, could ignite the tale of Leviathan. Even in the more recent past, stories of monstrous whales and serpents stirred sailors' imaginations. A whale pops up, mist shooting from its blow. It is not hard to see how ancient storytellers might imagine smoke rising from a sea dragon's nostrils. The violent thrashing of a giant squid entangled with a whale, witnessed from a distance, might look like a creature capable of dragging entire ships beneath the waves. Legends often bloom from moments of fear and wonder, but the Leviathan was not only enormous, it was unstoppable. In the book of Job, it is said that no spear can pierce its hide, no sword can wound it. Some scholars argue this may have been inspired by encounters with crocodiles, whose armored scales are difficult to penetrate. Others suggest it could echo encounters with whales, whose thick hides and sheer size made them invincible to ancient weapons. When myths exaggerate, they usually begin with something ordinary, but now, imagine a fisherman 2,000 years ago encountering a massive whale breaching the surface, mist rising from its blowhole in the early dawn. To him, this would not be just a whalelet, would be a beast of God, a Leviathan. Stories passed down across generations would transform the encounter into myth, inflating it until the creature became almost cosmic in scale. But what if it was more than imagination? Fossil evidence shows that for much of history, Earth's seas were home to giants. Basilosaurus, an ancient whale, grew up to 60 feet long and had a serpent-like body. The name itself means king lizard, though it was actually a primitive whale. Its long, eel-shaped form may have been mistaken for a serpent when its bones were first discovered. Picture such a creature surfacing in front of a wooden ship, its long body rippling like a snake, its head emerging with jaws agape. The impression would be unforgettable. And then there is the psychological weight of the sea. To ancient people, the ocean was chaos embodied, unpredictable, violent, and merciless. To give it a face, a name, a monster, made sense. Leviathan became the symbol of what humanity feared most, the uncontrollable power of nature. Yet nature often hides truth within symbol. If Leviathan was indeed a real animal, it was also the embodiment of chaos because of what it represented, a predator beyond human power. Today, the deep sea continues to surprise us. Creatures like the colossal squid, once dismissed as sailors' tailies, are now proven real. Who can say that similar discoveries will not be made tomorrow? Perhaps giant marine reptiles, thought extinct, still survive in the darkest trenches of the ocean. Perhaps a species unknown to science lurks beneath polar ice, surfacing only rarely. Myths are stubborn because they contain fragments of truth. If Leviathan was a living creature, then it connects us across time. Our ancestors did not simply invent monsters, they observed, feared, and worshipped what they saw. Those visions became woven into scripture, myth, and legend. To believe in Leviathan is to believe that the line between the natural world and the mythical one is not as solid as we think. In the end, whether Leviathan was a mosasaur, a whale, or something still unknown, its shadow remains. The sea continues to stir our imagination. We peer into the depths and wonder what else might rise from the darkness. Unrecorded by science, but preserved in myth. Perhaps Leviathan is still out there, waiting in the places where light does not reach. Or perhaps it never left us, at all surviving in the words, the fears, and the awe we still carry whenever we stand before the endless ocean.